Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Dilworth. Good morning, Blue Earth. Good morning, Madison Park, Washington. And good morning to you. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Please join me in saying hello to my sidekick sister from another mister and Bob's Big Boy, Employee of the Month, Kendall Mark. Welcome back.
Bob's Big Boy.
Bob's Big Boy. My buddy, my buddy Darcy Polland, longtime reporter over at WCCO, used to say that I should dress up like him for Halloween, because I kind of do. In my younger years, I looked like Bob's Big Boy.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Okay, crew, I don't need the laughter on that one. You don't know what Bob's Big Boy is?
Do I?
Go ahead and Google it right now. Bob's Big Boy was a restaurant chain. It was kind of like Perkins. It's like a family-style restaurant, like a Howard Johnson's. And the logo was a little, how do I say this? A little puffy boy.
Oh, this kid.
That kid, yeah.
Oh.
Kind of looks like me as a kid, because I was a little puffy kid.
Any brunette child.
Sure. But anyway, maybe I'll do that for next year for Halloween. Anyway, I missed you. I'm glad you're back. Welcome back, Kendall.
Thank you. That is.
Now you're obsessed, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. Why have you never been this for Halloween?
I know. I should do it next year.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome back.
Thank you so much. Glad to be back.
I missed you horribly.
I missed you too.
Thanks to Shane for filling in yesterday, the lovely Shane Wells. Hey, we have something fun to tell you about. So here in Minneapolis, speaking of icons, we have a legendary department store called Dayton's that it was the center of retail in downtown Minneapolis. And then Dayton sold and it turned into Marshall Fields, and then Marshall Fields turned into Macy's. Anyway, this legendary piece of real estate has been renovated over the last 3 or 4 years, and it's getting ready to reopen as the Dayton's Project. And we are thrilled. We were invited to do an entire live Jason show from the brand new Dayton's Project in downtown Minneapolis. Here's some beautiful shots from our friend Maury Glover. So we are going to be live basically right there. We're going to be live from the Dayton's Project for a special edition of the Jason Show this coming Monday, like in just a few days. Minnesota legend Lori Line will be there playing the piano. I'm going to lay on the piano like the Fabulous Baker Boys. Oh, no, they're not going to let me?
No Liberace suits, no laying on the piano.
Perfect. But Lori will be there. And listen to this, you can be there. We may not have audiences yet here in the studio, but if you would like to come down to Minneapolis, they're open. They're going to be opening. They're opening this week, yeah. So you can come down. You can be inside. You can stand out in Nicollet Mall and hi. But it's this Monday. We're live at 10 a.m. Central, depending on where you're watching us. And come down to downtown Minneapolis. See the beautiful window displays, the holiday window displays. And I was in there right before the pandemic. I saw the work right before the pandemic started, and it was stunning. Mm-hmm. They've really kept the original architecture and then but modernized it. The workspaces. You're going to be getting a tour of the gym, and I know that doesn't sound anything. Wait till you see this gym. All the amenities in the building, you will be giving folks a tour of that. Of
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I worked downtown before this job, and there's in Minneapolis the Skyway system, so you don't have to go outside when it's cold.
Yeah.
And the old
Habitrails.
Yeah, the Dayton's Project building was a huge part of what you'd walk through in the Skyway system. And when it closed, when it was Macy's, and they were redoing this, it was like the anticipation's just been killing us for years.
I have a lot of civic pride. I know we have a lot of problems right now, but I'm bullish. I'm bullish on the downtowns. I want them to be revitalized. I want them to be safe. I want all of you to come back downtown. And I think this is going to be the jewel that kind of starts it, I hope. So I want to see retail back down there.
Yes.
When I first moved here, we had Neiman Marcus, Needless Markup. We had Saks. We had Marshall. I mean, we had a ton. I want to see some stores back there. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. Again, Monday. This Monday. So they're getting down to business on Dancing with the Semi-Stars. 6 couples started the night, but by the end, 4 were left. Before we talk about it, Leo, roll it. Here's our spoiler alert so you can't sue us. Each couple had 2 dances to help rack up their scores, and 2 of the pairs had perfect scores. Look.
To make it all stop hurting. It kills me how your mind can make you feel so worthless. Oh, before you go, was there something I could have said to make your heart beat better? If only I'd have known you had a storm to weather. So, and it's so. You've got one night, live your life. They'll give you hell, but don't you let them kill your light, not without a fight.
That's JoJo and her partner Jenna. And then Amanda and Alan. That song was a cover of her late husband's, by the way. Can I tell you, in that we're running that clip, and I won't say which staff member, but while you're watching the first one with JoJo and her partner, a staff member came over our intercom and goes, "Wait a minute, is that 2 women? Are those 2 women dancing together? Have lesbians infiltrated ABC?" But in the end, 2 couples had to go home. Melora Hardin was sent home for having the lowest score, and then, oh, sad. South St. Paul's very own Suni Lee was sent home packing after the bottom 2 came down to her or Amanda, and the judge's decision was unanimous. Come on, judges. Come on, Carrie Ann. Keep Suni in there.
Why not?
Yeah. We haven't had a good luck. We have all these Minnesotans on the reality shows, like the young lady on The Voice. She did really well from Roseville. And then she was eliminated last week, and now Suni. Anyway, well, before we move on to the next story, ready, Kendall?
Yep.
It is time for America's favorite game. Kendall, say it with me. What was Tyra wearing? And today we have a special double outfit edition. Let's check out this first one.
Victoria's Secret, eat your heart out.
Yeah, Vicky has a secret, and the secret is I'm stealing attention away from the contestants. Okay, let's look at the second one, Leo. What in the name? What is that?
She looks like the fairy godmother in Cinderella. Like the little fairy that, like, with the little wand.
What did you call me? No, that's great. Okay.
Okay.
Is this season over yet?
I don't know.
I just give it to Alan. Like, now that Suni's gone, I want local guy Alan Burston to win, even though I don't really care about Amanda. But Alan Burston, if you guys don't know, is from Minnesota, so I want him to win.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be JoJo or Amanda because they're both dancers.
You mean JoJo, who's dancing with another woman?
Yes, that one.
I have never seen lesbians on the American Broadcasting Company. Next in the dish. Who you gonna call? Well, Jimmy Fallon called the original Ghostbusters last night. Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and Ernie Hudson were on promoting the new Ghostbusters sequel, and they talked about what it was like being back together after all these years. Look.
Say when I got in the suit and Bill and Dan and Sing Sigourney, it was almost spiritual, man. I was almost in tears. It was great.
What was it like putting the suit back on, Bill? Did you go, well?
It hurt.
Oh my gosh! Oh, I'm so sorry.
There was a lot of pain, and you know, the nice thing about working with a classically trained guy is that he helps you back to your feet.
Wow, exactly right.
You know, for some reason, these directors just like to say, okay, now you guys are all down on the ground, you know, with this thing on your back, and then you got to roll over like a dead bug, and try to get up while wearing a vacuum cleaner. So,
yeah.
But you had shockwaves of memory from it. You went, oh God, this is horrible, because it was really a very, very long days, and it was a very heavy thing. It's not as heavy as the original was, but we're weaker, so it's about the same.
You've actually become weaker, of course.
Ghostbusters Afterlife hits theaters actually on Thursday later this week. I'm gonna go see this one.
Are you in theaters?
Oh
too?
yeah, I like Ghostbusters. I didn't like the one with Kristen Wiig. I didn't like that one that much, and Ghostbusters 2 wasn't great, but I do like the original.
So we'll give it another shot.
We'll give it another shot, yeah.
Can you imagine wearing a vacuum cleaner? I just bought a new vacuum cleaner and it's so lightweight, it has changed my life.
Save it. We have a Best Thing Ever show coming up. So save it, yeah. Did Bill Murray say there are 2 lesbian ghosts in Ghostbusters? Do they go haunt together? Next in the dish, let's talk about ratings for a second. Not ours, but the numbers are in for the Adele special, and surprise, 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 Adele delivered. The concert and interview with Miss Winfrey drew the biggest Sunday night network TV audience of the fall season outside of football. Got all that? Here's what you need to know. Almost 10 million people watched CBS for Adele one night only. That is higher than the Oscars, but it was not as high as Oprah's interview with Harry and Meghan. The Duke and Duchess drew more than 17 million viewers. Look, still, in this streaming era we're in, 10 million for a network show, as you just heard me say, that's special event numbers. And this is what network TV can still do and still do very well. CBS is getting ready to serve another one of these up. It's Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett. This is what they can do. I mean, people are writing off network TV, and it's not, it's not what they, the old gray mare, she ain't what she used to be. But this is what the networks can do very well.
Oh, absolutely. I didn't get to watch the live special, not live, but I didn't get to watch the special, but just everything that you saw on social media afterwards too, that got people talking about it, and then interested in watching another special, helps.
There were 2 women in the front audience, we have a lot more to come. We'll be back right after this. Back in a moment. We are just getting started. Coming up next, first Jake Gyllenhaal, now John Mayer is gearing up for post-Taylor Swift song attacks. Oh my goodness. Then,
Lucy, I'm home.
Who's laughing now? The reviews are coming in for Nicole Kidman's turn as Lucille Ball. And it looks like folks are loving this Lucy. And it is a Jason Show exclusive.
If I was on The Bachelor,
Producer Ted is taking you inside the Minnesota home.
Ooh, dramatic staircase.
For the Minnesota Bachelorette. Don't go anywhere. That and more is coming up.
Congratulations has being named People Magazine's. Here we have it right here. People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive.
You're embarrassing me. Please, I don't want to make a big deal of this thing.
So it hasn't changed. It hasn't changed you at all.
No.
Still the same guy.
I'm just honored to be recognized for something besides my talent and humility.
Like, how do you find out?
Well, I found out I got an email about it. And I had to,
a cold email. Like,
out of the blue.
You didn't like lobby for this.
No, I didn't even know. It was shocking. I had to read. I said, what? I read it.
What does it say?
It says, well, congratulations. There's been an error in the judging.
Not at all.
But somehow.
Not at all. Not at all. Look, this says, this is The Guardian. Do you fancy Paul Rudd? You're either a sociopath or a liar if you say no. Look.
A little late night rewind. The sexiest man alive, Paul Rudd, on Stephen Colbert, celebrating his new title. You know, a fun fact that executive producer Jeff told me about, when you become sexiest man alive, you can only get the title if you agree to sit down for an interview and be photographed for People magazine.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, what else are they gonna, they're gonna be like, he wins. We didn't talk to him, but he wins.
Well, it's like getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Right. You just don't get it. You have to pay for it. You didn't know that?
It's all a lie.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, oh, yeah, you know. But, yeah, you have to pay for it. So it's not really an honor.
I didn't actually know that.
Yeah. It's not, I mean, it is an honor because people will be stepping on you for decades, but you have to pay for it.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway. More late night. Halle Berry plays a disgraced MMA fighter. I can relate. In a new Netflix movie, Bruised. And last night, she was on Kimmel and talked about the training she went through to take on the role. Look.
I know you did a lot of training. How much training did you, like, really do? No kidding around.
No kidding around. I trained for probably 2.5 years.
Oh.
And I would go anywhere, always 4 days a week, some days 6 days a week for 4 to 6 hours.
Were you fighting with, like...
Valentina Shevchenko.
Oh, okay.
She's like the flyweight, the current UFC flyweight champion.
You have a conversation with her beforehand where you say, take it easy on me, or don't take it easy on me, or don't, because if I was her, I would be terrified to, like, you know, to hit you.
She was, and so at first she wasn't connecting with her kicks, and finally I said, Val, you gotta do it. I have to feel it. I've never done this. That's why you're here. Like, give it to me. And so she gave it to me, and she broke 2 ribs.
She did.
Halle, look, she is known for really getting and training for her roles. She did it for Catwoman, even though that movie was one of the worst things to ever be put on film. But she trained heavily for that, and here she's training for it to be an image. I could never do that.
Can you imagine? I
No.
mean, when she was like, you really actually have to hit me. I don't think I would ever say that to a professional fighter.
Ever. No. And she just, I've told the story 4 million times, but I'm going to say it again. I met her in person twice for the X-Men movies. I went to New York to interview her for, I think, that horrible X-Men 3, and then another one where, you know, she was a mutant. And both times I embarrassed myself because I sat down and I'm just staring at her and I'm like, can I just tell you, you're inhumanly beautiful. And I'm like, and please, I'm not hitting on you. I'm as gay as a picnic basket, but you're just gorgeous. And she is. It's just, I can't explain it. There is just something, she has that thing. No wonder she's a movie star.
Right.
When you walk in the room and you look at her, it almost stops you because she's that perfect. It's hard, I've told the story 100, I still can't describe it well.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I get it.
Both times. I'm like, oh, yeah. Halle's movie, by the way, it's called Bruised, and it hits Netflix tomorrow. Next in the dish, okay, I'm done with this, and this is going a little too far. While Jake Gyllenhaal is taking incoming fire from the Swifties, another one of Taylor's exes is being bombarded with messages now. John Mayer responded to a Swiftie who said she hoped he dies. He responded, "Do you really hope I die?" And she immediately backed off and apologized. He wanted to understand why people would say such things without taking into account how it may make him feel. And just again, to remind everybody, he and Taylor dated in the last decade, like a decade ago, in 2009. I like Taylor Swift. And I want to be clear. I like that she is I like that she's taking back her power and re-recording these CDs, the music. I think she should absolutely do that.
Amen.
But I got to tell you, it does bother me because she knows how devoted her fan base is. / we're living in a world now, sadly, where people act like this. Re-recording these songs and regurgitating these narratives, it encourages her Swifties to chase people in Trader Joe's. And I'm not pulling that example out of thin air. Jake Gyllenhaal was approached at a Trader Joe's. The guy just wanted his coconut milk. And this woman's like, why do you tell you? Go tell her her scarf back. And it's like, you know, I think Taylor can afford another scarf.
Yeah.
And I think Jake probably got rid of said scarf. Because, you know, that's what one of the things is. He kept she left a scarf at his sister's house, Maggie Gyllenhaal. Well, Dionne Warwick. Can an asteroid please hit us?
Just end this.
Meanwhile, Dionne Warwick is getting involved in all of this. She says if that young man has Taylor's scarf, he should return it. It does not belong to you. Box it up, and I will pay the cost of postage, Jake. That's what Dionne's for. That's right. Keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you will be attacked in a Trader Joe's. That's what you are for. Yeah. It's just too much. I'm joking, but I'm not. I don't like that. I don't like it, you know.
No, me neither. I think that Taylor is also an adult enough that at this point, has she said anything? And been like, hey guys,
back off.
Cool your jets a little bit.
Has she, Jeff? Has the research team checked?
I haven't really seen anything like that, which to me is like, also, you broke up with these people or they broke up with you, whatever. It was a decade ago.
You both have moved on.
Can we, like, move on with life?
Yeah. Well, let's move on. Shall we move on now?
Please.
We've given it enough airtime. Okay, who's laughing now? Don't know why I'm doing that, but remember when folks were hating on even the thought of Nicole Kidman playing Lucille Ball without even seeing said movie first? Well, we're getting some early reviews of the movie, being the Ricardos. And before we show you a few, just in case you missed it, here's a little clip from the trailer.
Action.
Lucy, I'm home.
Why is this coming out now?
Lucille Ball's a threat to the American way of life?
Does the FBI have any case against Lucy?
I need you to help me save my marriage.
How many times I gotta explain where I was and what I was doing?
You gotta explain.
Are you being funny right now?
I'm Lucille Ball. When I'm being funny, you'll know it. This is getting out of hand.
Madness.
Have you been cheating on me?
The story's made up.
If they boo me?
If they boo you.
So Nicole plays Lucille Ball and Javier Bardem plays Desi Arnaz. Being the Ricardos hits theaters on Amazon Prime in December. I can't wait. So, as I mentioned, the first round of reviews are coming in. Ted collected a few of them. Let's see the first one. A New York Times writer says, Lucy, you've got some campaigning to do, as the movie played well in its first screening and could be a solid award contender. And the New York Times doesn't like anything. And writer for Awards Daily says he was blown away by Nicole Kidman. And another writer says she's nearly a lock for a 5th Oscar nomination. One more writer says the movie itself is magnificent. Aaron Sorkin is one of the best writers in history, and Javier Bardem knocks it out of the park as Desi Arnaz. You know why I like this? Because I have never understood, and I know I'm a little biased because I'm a Nicole Kidman fan. I've never understood. She gets a river of negativity with every project. The people that don't like her are very loud about not liking her, and I've never understood that. I mean, she's done some turds. I mean, she's done some turd movies. A phrase I've never said before in my life. But she's done some bombs. But I have always enjoyed her. And again, why don't you watch the movie before you judge it? Imagine that concept.
I'm like Moulin Rouge, love. Practical Magic, love. What was it, The Hours?
The Hours, that was good. I love her
her
nose in that movie. She had a prosthetic nose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was fantastic. Remember that nose? She was, that was a transformation. Anyway, I can't wait to see this because, again, it's about Lucille Ball, not Lucy Ricardo. It's not an I Love Lucy movie. It's about Lucy and Desi during 1 week during a taping of an I Love Lucy episode. The show is the backdrop. It's really about the human. That's what I'm so excited. Next up, just a man and his pickle. My mom is so proud. My mom is so proud with today's show. Matthew McConaughey is gaining a new following online, all thanks to his love for the pickle. Jason, keep reading. Sunday was National Pickle Day, and Matthew released this video on Instagram that you just have to see.
Now we've got identity. Now we've got purpose because we're a pickle. Sour, sweet, dill. It commits. It's the pickle. And you do tickle my fancy.
I can't. There's nothing better. I don't care what. We have Jody Watley coming up on the show today. It's going to be Jody Watley and then the pickle story. That's it. Yes, folks, that's an Oscar winner talking about his love of pickles. Ironically, McConaughey is not a fan of cucumbers, which, as you know, is the birthplace of pickles. Was Matthew McConaughey talking about lesbians? Some are calling the video a cinematic masterpiece. We have Jody Watley coming up when we return. Back in a moment. Seriously, people. Seriously. Who can forget dancing to that back in the day? In 1987, Jody Watley scored a huge hit with Looking for a New Love, helping her win a Grammy that year for Best New Artist. Well, welcome back, everyone. Now nearly 35 years later, Jody Watley is getting us all back on the dance floor, and we need this. Her latest single is called Not a Single Day Goes By. Look.
Just had to let you know that I'm missing you.
That song is from Jody's latest EP called Renderings. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one, the only Jody Watley. Hi, Jody.
Good morning.
Okay, Jody, I'm so glad. I gotta say, I'm so glad that you're doing this EP and you want to get us back on the dance floor, because I have said so many times on the show, I won't name names, but you know when artists go away and they come back a little while and they give us their first CD or their first single is some mid-tempo thing that we don't know what to do with. We don't know whether to dance to it. We don't know to eat a sandwich with it. I'm just glad that you want, because don't you think there is a deficiency of good dance songs right now?
Well, you know, I do love my mid-tempo, so don't hate on the
No, I'm just saying, you know what I mean, Jody. I love a good mid-tempo too, yes.
I know what you mean. And, you know, with Renderings, I did feel like I wanted to do something. My previous release, 2020, was Winter Nights, which is winter again.
Yes.
And that was very mid-tempo, very sexy. You know, my music is a variety. But this one, yes, it's like it's been a tough year and a half. So I wanted to do something that was still meaningful, but yeah, you can dance or roller skate or work out to it. We need it.
We need it. We played that clip coming back, Jody. When you think of that era, when you think of 87, right, what floats immediately to the top of your head? What do you think of when you think of that era for you? You know, the Grammys, the fame that came with that single. What sticks to your mind?
Want me, don't you want me? To touch you and to hold you tight.
Oh,
you know, that's one of my favorites. You know, my solo debut, which will turn 35. It seems like yesterday in January, but it's an underdog story. No one expected it, but it really showed me that, you know, if you believe in yourself, anything is possible, and have a good plan. And the universe will often conspire with you to make it happen. And so, you know, to have a great debut and trend-setting style and all of that, it's just a blessing. I'm still, you know, grateful and, you know, love performing the songs live still. And, you know, I've been putting out hits of different kinds through the decades, and so that was a great way to kick it off.
You said
shout out to all the underdogs out there. You can do it.
Well, I was gonna ask Jody, because you just use the term underdog. Tell me, were you rejected for that single? Were folks rejecting that single before it hit? Before someone finally did take a chance and release it?
No. I mean, I wrote Looking for a New Love with Andre Simone, who is from Minneapolis.
Yes.
And we wrote a few songs. We worked together over 4 albums, partially. And then, you know, great songwriters like Franny Gold. So as a songwriter, that song, Looking for a New Love, was the very last song that we recorded for my debut album. Gerald Busby, who signed me to MCA, he said, you know, I just think you need one more. You need one more. And as it turns out, I got upset with my ex. And I wrote the lyrics. I sat down on my floor. I was very agitated. So it's still a great breakup song. And my favorite line, who Arnold Schwarzenegger nicked from me, hasta la vista, baby. I meant that.
Wait a minute. I don't think I knew the story. So that song, you were like sitting on the floor, you were mad, you were heartbroken, and that just poured out of you. How long? It took you just a few minutes to write that, Jody?
One of the easiest songs I've ever written.
Really?
Yeah. And then, you know, Gerald Busby, if he hadn't said we need one more, it just would have been an idea that would have been, since I was probably 5 or 6, I've been, writing songs in my head. So it had just been one of those, I'm looking for a new love, baby. It would have been one of those, but it turned out to be my first big #1 single. And so breakups aren't all bad.
No. There's something good. Well, I'm excited about the new tracks. Do you have a favorite track on the new EP, Jody?
Well, I love them all. Again, as a songwriter, they're all like my babies.
Yeah.
And not a single day goes by, so many people have suffered loss. And so I wanted to find a way to write a song that celebrates the memories of those who are no longer with us. But, the memories live on. Whenever I'm with you is that's probably the one that I have on repeat the most. But the whole thing is short and sweet, and it's so uplifting. So if you need to get a good boost, get Renderings.
I can't wait. Thank you for the up tempo, and love and peace for the mid tempo too, Jody Watley.
It's all good, and always, it just feel good with the music and let your light shine and get on the dance floor. If you don't have a dance floor, dance in your living room.
That's right. We're going to right now. Jody, this has been a pleasure. I've been a fan for years, so thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, Jody. The great Jody Watley, everyone. New music is featured on the EP Renderings. It's available to stream right now. Head to jodywatley.net for more info. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. How great was that? Jody Watley.
En un barrio called Washington Heights, the streets were made of music. I am Usnavi, and you probably never heard my name. Reports of my fame are greatly exaggerated. Morning, Usnavi. Pan caliente, café con leche.
On these blocks, you can't walk 2 steps without bumping into someone's big plan.
I'm making moves, I'm making deals, but guess what? What? You still ain't got no skills.
Welcome back. That's a clip from In the Heights, which is based on the musical by Lin-Manuel Miranda and featured a predominantly Latino cast. Well, welcome back. There's a reason we're playing that. Speaking of Lin-Manuel Miranda, it's time for some hot dish leftovers. Bloop. I'll warm it up in just a little bit, Kendall. He was featured in The New Yorker and talked about the criticism that he received for casting decisions in the Heights. The film, if you missed this story, here's the deal. The film was criticized for not having an Afro-Latino representation in the movie. He later apologized for the casting decision, but said the criticism wasn't cancellation, the whole cancel culture thing. It was an exchange of opinions. It was about having different opinions, and he won't let the haters influence his creative process. All he can control are his intentions. We're doing this story because this really spoke to me. I was reading this, and I would encourage you to read the whole article, all of his quotes, because it really struck me as a person that, and you're with me on this, we put our opinions out there every single day in a myriad of topics. Now, though we're usually just commenting on goofiness and pop culture, when he mentioned the role of intention, he's like, if you run everything through the filter of, oh my goodness, what are people going to say? That's really not a creative endeavor. And he used more colorful language than that. He said, I start a creative endeavor, and if I know my intentions are good, I move forward. And that was the thing that I thought of. And I'll give you an example that hit home here. Was a few weeks ago, I gave my thoughts on the Dave Chappelle special, and the criticism from a large chunk of the trans community. And I remember going to our producer, Jeff, and then my friends and saying, I'm going to watch the special because I believe before you comment on something that serious, you should watch it in its entirety. So I did, and I had friends tell me, why are you doing that? That bothered me. It bothered me because, and we've talked about this, that bothered me. And I said to them, I shouldn't be afraid. And I think you agree with me. I shouldn't be afraid to come on this show or come on the radio show with great intentions and just share my opinion. You know, if it's not laced with hatred, if my intentions are good, and I could be wrong. I got to tell you, speaking of that segment, I had some great exchanges. Jeff was forwarding me, because I stay off social media. I don't need that negativity in my head. But Jeff, and then at the radio station too, I got forwarded some great great exchanges, great comments. One of them was from a mother of a trans woman who encouraged me to watch a documentary. I did that, actually, by my wife, Katie Couric. Another gentleman encouraged me to talk to members of the trans community. I did that. And I'm evolving of how I think about this situation. My point in all of this is, I agree with Lin-Manuel Miranda. If you come into something with good intentions, you shouldn't be afraid to just express your opinion and be open to be wrong and be open to grow. And I like what he said there. You know, I think all of us could do that more instead of getting on our heels and getting defensive. And I do that too. Listen, you know, just hear people.
Right, coming to things with honesty, compassion, and integrity. Like with those three things in mind, you can always just stand firm in yourself and then apologize if you hit someone the wrong way and say, why do you feel that way? And
I want to do better.
Right.
And I'm open to change, and I am. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. What? Welcome back. The Bachelorette comes to Minneapolis tonight, and some of the drama will take place at a local landmark. Producer Ted, y'all know he's the president of Bachelor Nation, recently got, are you ready for this? An exclusive sneak peek at Simple Mansion, where they shot the group date. Look at this.
This is very exciting. We are breaking new ground. We are on Bachelorette territory right now. This is the Simple Mansion. They shot a date here. Ooh, ooh. Do you think they're gonna let us in? Oh.
Welcome to the Simple Mansion.
Bachelor superfan here.
Okay.
Can I come take a look?
Absolutely. Come on in.
So we're gonna start where bachelors start usually, and that's in the bar. God, this is kind of exciting.
Yes, beautiful, isn't it?
So what exactly did they do here?
I can't disclose everything because, of course, it is a little bit of a secret.
If I was on The Bachelor, I think I know what I would do. Why am I always gonna be alone? These are free, right?
Now we are in the parlor room where some great conversations can be had.
I think I know exactly what those conversations were.
Can you imagine?
So, Melissa, I'm reminded of when you walked out of the limo for the first time and what I was feeling inside. And then that first date where we, went on that amusement ride and you were holding my hand and we got kind of close. It just reminds me why I'm here, and I feel like I want to say these three words to you. I love you.
Ted, I'm just giving you the tour. So do you want to see the grand staircase? Okay, so Ted, here is the grand staircase. Now, something very dramatic happened here.
Ooh, dramatic staircase.
Ted, what happened on the staircase was dramatic.
I think I just like the stairs.
The most spectacular part of the mansion.
Ooh.
This is the Grand Palladium Ballroom. This mansion was built in 1899, but since 2006, we have hosted over 1,800 weddings in this ballroom. Now, for the Bachelorette, we had different seating groups set out throughout the ballroom. And again, I can't tell you what happened after that.
I can imagine what I'd do in this ballroom.
The dancing queen, singing the dancing queen, having the time of your life.
All of these things took place in this beautiful mansion.
Wow, and where was the rose ceremony?
I can't tell you, Ted, but I can tell you. Here's the final rose. When you're ready.
Okay, I think I'm ready. I just wanted to thank all of you for coming. I had a lovely date with every one of you. Bella, we had so much fun at the go-kart track. That's something I'll never forget. Susie, the time we spent in the hot air balloon was amazing. But I have to go with my heart. God, you're all so beautiful. Shayla, will you accept this rose?
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
What? Like no one would want this?
I'm sorry. Can I ask, how much did we pay Shayla for that? Catch the Bachelorette tonight. And for more on the Simple Mansion, head to simplemansion.com. And oh, Shayla, I'm so sorry. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. Oh, that was good. Welcome back. Hey, Kendall's here.
Hey.
You ready?
Uh-huh.
It is time for the world's shortest segment. That's right. A big anniversary for Disney fans. On this day, 56 years ago, Walt Disney launched the concept of Epcot. And if you didn't know, Epcot stands for Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. And it was meant to be a real city, constantly evolving for the future. That idea was abandoned after Walt died. But in 1982, Epcot Center opened next to the Magic Kingdom at Disney World in Orlando, using many of the same concepts first developed by Walt himself. And it's one of my favorite parks of the four. We're going to take a break. What's in the surprise ending? We don't know. We'll find out when we come back. Back after this. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're having a good day. It is time. I'm glad you are. It's time for the surprise goodbye. Roll it, Leo. A little history in today's surprise ending. On this day 20 years ago, the first Harry Potter movie opened in theaters. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone introduced the world to the young stars of the movie, going on to earn more than $1 billion. It was followed by 7 sequels. The premiere of the movie, oh, you guys, I hate all of you. The premiere of the movie was also the first time I appeared live on Fox 9 News at 9, reporting live for the first time from Centennial Lakes Theater, the old one in Edina. Wow. Yeah, this is the first time I ever was live on television.
I think you interviewed me.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
One of the,
what? Were you gonna embarrass me more?
Oh.
Yeah.
You look great.
Yeah, my little red sweater.
Uh-huh.
I went to my part-time job at Target right after that. Yeah. Paper towels, they're over here. Tomorrow on The Jason Show, a Desperate Housewives reunion. I'm chatting with James Denton and Terry Hatcher about their new Hallmark movie. That's tomorrow. But right now, that's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, go out there and be yourself, because no one can tell you you're doing it wrong. Come on, Kendall. Let's go watch people dance.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Director Leo. We separate.